days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, right at you, you give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.
And I feel like when I watch the two parties and the way that the country treats them, I feel like Democrats are like America's overworked single mom, and we're like the dickhead kid. You know, we're like, F you, mom, you're so weak. You're so weak. And Democrats are like, what do you want me to do? I'm trying. I'm trying to give you health care and homeschool you and keep you safe. It's f***ing hard. Your dad isn't around. He's not doing shit. It's like, that's why dad left, because you're always f***ing bitching. Just get it done. And meanwhile, Republicans are the deadbeat dad that show up every 4 years at an election and walk in and like, hey, son, how'd you like to go to a game, shoot a gun, and scream the N-word? Hell yeah, Dad! That's why you rock! F*** you, Mom! That's why I don't want to be with you. I'm going to the game with Dad.
That is J.L. Koven, the best, the coldest impersonator of Trump, but he also does comedy like that. But that was not comedy to me. I felt like that rang true. Let me welcome him back to the show, our brother J.L. Koven.
Thank you. Very happy to be here. And I figured that was the clip you were talking about.
Yeah, I was like, yes, you captured it.
That was my favorite clip. That's off of Tall Boy, which is on YouTube. And that was my favorite bit when I came up with that, because I'm always thinking of a lot of different things, but obviously politics with the Trump stuff, politics is always on my mind. And I thought, how do I capture what the problem I see with America right now politically is that Democrats in total, from AOC to Joe Manchin, represent the swath of America that wants to get things done. So like, you can hate Joe Manchin because of his climate stuff or certain things he thinks, and you can disagree or not like AOC because she's too far left. But the Democrats from the farthest left to the farthest right are all motivated by doing something to better, sometimes it's businesses, but overall people, Americans, in their own way. But they're only 50% of the equation. Republicans are this group that basically no longer have an agenda, a policy, anything. You used to be able to say what a Republican was. You could point to some of the bigotry and the hypocrisy, but you could also say, okay, pro-business, pro-international democracy. You know, you could formulate a method or a theory to what they do that they think is a plan of action for the world and the country. It's not anymore. It's not Democrats. It's bad-mouthing Democrats and maybe taxes for the rich. That's it. So when we talk about, oh, Democrats aren't getting it done, they're not doing this, the child tax care credit or the child tax credit that expired, but that Democrats passed in, I think, 2020. They say it cut childhood poverty by 33 or 40%. And then it expired. And Joe Manchin was one of the few Democrats who was not for renewing it. And I remember seeing people saying, see, Democrats can't get anything done. And I looked at it, I said, 48 or 49 Democrats in the Senate were saying, yes, let's do this. 1 or 2 Democrats said no. 0 Republicans said, let's do this. And we've warped and lowered the expectations so far for Republicans to do anything that we just say, Democrats, do something. And it's like, Democrat, give us 5 more Democrats, we'll give you the world. But you give us 47 Democrats, we can't do anything because there's 50 to 53 Republicans who are committed to nothing. They are committed to just saying no, regardless of what. The border bill, and I'm sorry to keep going on, the border bill was another great example. Republicans care about the border. Joe Biden went with a hardcore border security bill, like something that out of Trump, went with a hardcore border bill and said, here it is. Let's do it. And they said, no, because we want to complain about you at the election. So they don't want to get it done. They lost abortion, oddly enough, because they got, Roe v. Wade's gone. So now Republicans need a new boogeyman to not do something about. They need something to threaten but never do anything on. So that brought me to the analogy of like seeing kids, being angry at the single mom who's doing her best. There's like this resentment, but there's also this deep undercurrent of, I know you're doing your best and I don't know how to speak my frustration. You're the only one who will listen to me because dad isn't even here. And America is like that with the Republicans. We don't even ask them anymore. We don't even say, hey, could you do something for the kids? Could you do something for the environment? Could you do something for working families? The answer is no, we're not even the answer is I'm not even listening to you. And so so it's very frustrating. This is not to say that people can't have beef or complaints about the Democrats, but to me, if Joe Manchin, and I'll even give Mitt Romney a little credit, if Joe Manchin and Mitt Romney were running the Republican Party, were like the two leaders of the Republican Party, and the Democrats were led by maybe not somebody as left as AOC, but like a Sherrod Brown or something, like blue collar progressive from Ohio, this country would be moving forward so quickly because yes, Joe Manchin and Mitt Romney would not vote for half the things that the Democrats want, but they would be people that I would say, I think they want to do something. But the Republican Party is committed to saying no to Democrats. They want to, to continue the analogy of the single mom and the deadbeat dad. Every time you talk to the deadbeat dad, all he does is badmouth mom for a half hour, and that's it. And then he disappears again. So there's not even. It's awful.
And plies the child with everything. For one day, let's go to the amusement park and give all the candy. You could eat cookies for breakfast. Oh, yeah. Let me ask you this. JL is here. He asked me during the break, would you say, are you nervous about November? What did you ask me?
I think I said, how are you feeling? I think implying, are you nervous for November?
And I said, I don't know how to feel because I don't have a bead on this other than I don't feel good about where we are, but I don't feel good about where we are as a nation, period. Right. So November, no matter what happens, I think it's going to be bad because Trump loses. He's weaponized 70, 80 million Americans to storm the capitals of wherever they are, hit the streets, get their Kyle Rittenhouse on, feel like he's deputized them to do that. If he wins, I don't even know what, I was just thinking about how we take freedom for granted because, I know my rights. We always say that, right? But as the cops are putting you in the back of the car, you actually don't have any, right? Now magnify that, with a head of state or the leader of the free world who will then not allow you to protest if, God forbid, another George Floyd happens. And it will happen because police we have not changed policing in this country. It's going to happen. Something else is going to happen. And you won't be able to protest. What's going on in Gaza, you won't be able to protest, right? And we're already seeing on campuses how power has taken care of young people's voices, where you think you have a free right to go out and protest genocide and what you see to be genocide. Now magnify that at the federal level.
My days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, you give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.